We are Rogue Media Sports.
Breaking news out of Manchester. And Manchester City, I guess they have the advantage now. El Clasico, what a game. What a game of football. This is Minor Football Fans Podcast. Let's go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Minor Football Fans Podcast, your go-to home for all things Premier League football and general football as well. I'm so glad you guys could join us for this episode. This is episode... I can't remember. This is another episode to recap and break down Premier League match week 9. I'm so glad because, my boy's in the house. Spy, how you doing? It's been a minute. How you doing? Everyone missed you. How you doing?
No, first of all, no one missed me. Second of all, I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm so happy. I can see the smile on my face. I'm buzzing right now. Yeah, here. For some time now, it's been just me. But yeah, here. So I'm buzzing. Big smile on my face. I can't wait to get started. How does it feel to be back?
That's like a 9 and 8 to 5.
Oh, that's pretty good. Obviously, let's jump right into it. Enough with the pleasantries. Let's jump right into it. But before we do that, obviously, we have to start by first saying thank you so much to all our subscribers, all our followers, all our watchers of this podcast. Thank you so much, because without you guys, we wouldn't be where we are today. So thank you so much. And for those of you that are new watching the pod for the first time, please hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when we drop amazing stuff for you guys. And also, do not forget, listen to Minor Football Fans wherever you get your podcast. Every podcast platform, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever podcast platform you get your podcast, go listen to us and check out our socials. Minor Football Fans Podcast on YouTube and on Instagram and on TikTok. We're out there for you guys. So please check us out. We appreciate all the love and support. So please, let's jump right into it. Breaking news right straight out of Manchester. I didn't want to really start with this game, but I guess I have to start with this game because of the breaking news. Right. So breaking news right out of Manchester. Manchester United boss Ten Hag has been sacked. I really do not like to use the word sacked, so I'll rephrase the sentence. Manchester United have parted ways with Ten Hag. Spy, for your first reaction to it, what do you think?
Thank God. Thank God. That's my first reaction to that. I think this is long overdue. I also don't think it's wholly a manager issue, even though sometimes it is, most times it is. Like, from Ten Hag's own, I'll say tactically, it's been his fault. But also, the club itself needs reworking. So if that's starting from the top, which is the manager, no problem. But the club needs it.
The club needs it. Quick story. So yesterday, obviously, I was talking to my dad because, he watches the pod. So make sure you all watch the pod. My dad watches the pod, so make sure you all watch the pod. So we were talking about the game, United's game, and how United lost, which we'll get to in just a second. And he was like, he feels like Ten Hag will be sacked pretty much after this game or after the next game, depending on the result. And he was like, what do I think? And I was like, no, they'll probably give him to December, because they invested new contract, they invested money. The team hasn't really had time to gel. I stand corrected. These guys went quick. They went quick, Spy. They went really quick. I don't know.
Like I said, it was long overdue. The results, he broke his own record. Last season was our worst start to the Premier League season ever.
That's true. Yeah.
And he broke his record this season. So if you're breaking your own records like that, and then you come to the press conference and we played teams that normal Manchester United should be cruising through, and in the press conference after we draw with them in Europa, you come and say it shows that we're a difficult team to beat. I'm sorry, but we are supposed to be the big three, the big six, and you're saying we're a difficult team to beat. That should be what maybe Roy Hodgson's Crystal Palace would be saying back then, not this. But yes, it is what it is.
This is what it is. And speaking of, oh my days, speaking of Manchester United, let's jump right into it. West Ham 2, Manchester United 1, the result that led to Ten Hag being sacked. Spy, if I remember correctly, how many chances did United have in this game?
They had as much as to keep Ten Hag in the manager role. That's
Exactly.
the best way to put it.
Exactly. Let's start with the big one, obviously, Dallo. Diego Dallo, sweet ball over the middle. Went around Fabianski. And to be honest, I can't tell you that I know what he did there. I can't tell you. I have no mathematical explanation, theoretical. I have no whatever word to use to describe how Dallo missed that chance. So maybe you could give me some insight into that.
I'll start by saying he's a right back.
Okay.
And I'll also start by saying on a normal day, he's never missing that chance. I think I should
On a
leave it like
normal
that.
day.
On
Okay.
a normal day, Dallo is never missing that. I've seen Dallo hit top bins from outside the box. I've seen Dallo score left-footed goals that's his weak foot, and you miss that. Nah, if I feel like there's something internal within the players going on that they need to disclose. We've seen this when it was Mourinho. We've seen this Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We've seen this. This is why I said the club needs to be reworked. The mentality needs to be changed.
Yeah. And I think Bruno too had some amazing chances too that he was just, I think, if I remember correctly, one header, free. He was completely free. I mean, it's not Dallo's chance, obviously, but like, it was still a header that he should have banged in
I
the
feel
corner.
this season, Bruno, goal scoring wise, is depleted a lot. Because even the first game of the season, he had the chance to score a hat-trick, an opening hat-trick. And I don't know what his finishing is this season. Maybe it's improve going on. If it does improve, then it means that my point is right, that the players wanted Ten Hag out. If it does improve. So we'll see about that.
Yeah, definitely. But again, moving the game, chances missed, and then 74th minutes, Somerville comes on. We all know who Somerville is. He was bought from Leeds. Amazing player. If you remember last season or 2 seasons ago, he destroyed Liverpool. Somerville coming on, scoring the first goal. Not sure how. And guess whose side of the goal came from? Diego
Yeah.
Dallo. So this is what it is. 1-0 up. Okay, United are down. We expect United because West Ham played terrible. Let's be frank. West Ham were terrible. So you expect
been terrible for the past 5 games.
That's true. West Ham have been outrageous.
Since Chelsea, they have been awful.
Exactly. So coming into this game, we're like, okay, United are down, but it's West Ham. Like West Ham can score. And fair enough, United do score. Great flick by Xerxes. Casemiro then just adding some finishing touches to it. 1-1. Okay. Game tied. Go and get the next goal. Go and get the next goal. We all, at the back of our minds, were like, will United come and rule all those missed chances? And sadly, they did. Why do I say sadly, Spy? Because they allowed VAR do VAR things. I'm not going to go into the deep thoughts of that, but they allowed VAR do VAR things, whether we like it or not. VAR intervened and the game was literally in their hands, and they handed it to VAR, and VAR.
Thank you, VAR. Thank you. Because I had Jared Bowen in my FPL.
Oh my days. See, sometimes I think you put your club allegiances aside,
100%. When you're focusing on things, you keep, unless you support a club like Man City, Liverpool, you keep your club's interest one side, and Arsenal, don't forget, sorry. And you keep your club's interest one side, and you put what you think forward. We don't promote this on this podcast, but the gamblers will understand what I'm saying. I don't gamble. I'm just
My days. So that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, but then, and I said we won't go into that, but that was just an outrageous call by VAR. Like I can't see the penalty anywhere there.
I see it.
But it is what it is. United did rule those chances they missed, and it did come back to bite them. And it has obviously led to Ten Hag being fired. But with that being said, now we all know who is going to come in to take Ten Hag's place. Interim boss, Ruud van Nistelrooy. If you remember, he was the manager of this club in the Dutch league. Why am I blank? PSV. He was the manager of PSV before he stepped down. He took them to places. I think because of him, they won the league, the Dutch league, and I think the Dutch cup. I might be confusing him for an slot, but I do know he was really good there. So I do expect that he does have the respect. I think Ten Hag lost the respect of the dressing room, but I think Ruud van Nistelrooy now would have the respect, and we should see United improve. Or am I wrong for saying all that?
I think what our new owner did, he set the foundation before the structure fell. What do I mean by that? I mean, like, this season, he changed Ten Hag's coaching staff to get the interim, quote unquote, used to the environment. Ruud van Nistelrooy has been in United since the season started. Do you get what I'm saying? So getting used to the players, getting used to everything before he now takes the seat. That's what I feel from my side. So I think the foundation was set. Yes, he earned the respect in the dressing room as a legend, as a former player, and not as a bored Dutchman.
Yeah, but terrible results. United, 8 goals scored in the league, only 3 wins out in their since the start of the season. And we're talking like both Europe and league play and, external competitions. In Europe, they have been atrocious. 3 draws in the Europa League. In the league, literally only 8 goals scored.
Just to interrupt you there. The Europa League, this is when I knew that he's lost his job. That statement still baffles me to this day. We're a tough team to beat. It's crazy. After we drew to a team that we should be cruising, you went to the conference and said we are a tough team to beat. That should be what Southampton should be saying when they play CE. Not us. Okay.
Yeah. This is what it is. United. It's crazy. I didn't want to actually start the show with United, but obviously I had to start the show because breaking news came in. But what do you think United's ceiling now is with obviously Van Nistelrooy and I guess Ten Hag being gone now? What do you think?
You can't really tell with United. I think the same process is just going to repeat itself. The players will start playing good football for the rest of the season. And then the season will end, they'll think, okay, let's employ Van Nistelrooy. They'll employ him, we'll have a decent next season. Then the season after, shambles, and then he gets out. It's the same cycle. It's been this cycle since David Moyes, since not even David Moyes, since David Moyes actually. It's been this cycle. Happened with Moreno, happened with Ole, happened with what's his name? Is it Coleman? No?
No. It's this guy Moyes, Van Gaal.
Van Gaal, that's the name.
Ole.
Happened with Van Gaal, happened with Ole, Moreno. That's the
Ragnick.
Ragnick, exactly. That's the process it's been. Carrick as well. So yeah.
So it sounds like something internal though.
It is
something internal, and I don't know if the new ownership is changing that. I don't know. But I said we'll see. We'll see where United go. But terrible loss. They are now 14th in the league. I think with a negative goal difference of -3. Yes, -3, meaning they have conceded 11 goals in the league, which is crazy. But moving on, let's move on to the game. I actually wanted to start with the game of the match week spy. Arsenal to Liverpool 2. Coming into this game, the whole news was Arsenal injuries, this, that, Arsenal, how they line up against this amazing Liverpool team that have won 11 of their first 13 games of the season, right? Excluding this game. And then obviously Friday's the game after the Champions League on Tuesday against who did Arsenal play on Tuesday? Against Shakhtar, yes, at the Emirates. Arteta came out and said, "Don't worry, Sunday Arsenal will be flying." And everyone thought it would be a joke. Everyone thought, "Oh, this guy is just trolling." Lo and behold, Arsenal come out in the first half and they're actually flying. Liverpool could not keep up with Arsenal in the first half. Amazing goal by Saka, ball over the top, to put Robinson on his backside and fired it in the top corner. Then Van Dijk obviously equalized, giving Arsenal the taste of their own medicine through a set piece, precisely the corner. And then Mikel Merino scoring his first goal. Amazing delivery by Declan Rice. Earlier in the game, Merino had that same chance, kind of, more or less. But he took his chance well, and it was 2-1 into the half. And it all looked like it was going to be smooth sailing from there. And obviously, Slot, being the manager he is, changed a few things. And Arsenal could not keep up, but Arsenal found it hard to adjust and kind of just resulted to this deep block or low block that we are used to seeing them. And then it also did help that you lost Gabriel midway through the second half. Spy, so tell me, what do you think? I just gave you a breakdown of the game. What do you
I
think?
think Saka is by far the most consistent player in the Premier League this season. Absolutely wonder boy, star breakout. I think you guys have gotten so used to playing with a red card that you guys tend to show those signs when you guys are lost in the game, in quotes. What do I mean? I mean, like, in Champions League, the game time that Raya saved that penalty that you guys drew, that's what it looked like. It looked like you guys had a red card. Resulted to that low defensive sitting in line. Against Man City, understandable, you had a red card. Against Brighton, you had a red card. Now against Liverpool, when Slot changed a few things at halftime, I'm expecting Arsenal, okay, we got 2, we can push for one more, and then we sit in, because a goal is just one goal difference. You need more, you need at least something to hold on to too. I'm not seeing that. I'm just seeing a low block Arsenal that has been the talk point about this season. That you guys are 5-back rats, basically. That's what they call you guys now. Because in FIFA, they say 5-back players are rats. So they call the Arsenal 5-back rats. And that's what I tend to see this season.
Yeah, that's actually true, because that's literally what happened. Like, Arsenal just resulted, and obviously we could talk about the goal that was, whatever it is. We could say all that, but it was an amazing ball by Trent for that Salah equalizer. That I don't know, between that ball, that Trent's ball, and Cole Palmer's ball against Newcastle, which we'll get to in a minute. I don't know whose ball was better, but that was just an amazing ball. And then the awareness of Darwin Núñez to find Mo Salah. And I think obviously, as an Arsenal fan, I'm disappointed, because we had this game. It feels like that City game, more or less, like how we had City on ropes, and that could have ended, and we were then seconds away, and then we give a corner, and then we concede from the corner. Just feels kind of like that too. But I think, and I want to hear what you think, but I think this is a fair result for both teams, to be honest. When you look at the grand scheme, the landscape of things.
No, not necessarily. I mean, in the overall layer, it looks like a fair result. But in the match, it looks like an Arsenal loss because you guys went ahead 2 times in the game and slipped up. That's what it looks like from like a scoreline perspective. Saka scored first. 9 minutes later, Van Dijk scores. Then you guys go, and the most confident thing about football, going in at halftime leading. It boosts up your confidence, calms you down more. You know, you can tactically adjust. But the tactical adjustment that I saw was more of a defensive more rather than attacking. And you guys have paid up the price.
Yeah. But it's okay. With that being said, now, and I know we're just 9 games in, but obviously we're in the business. So is Arsenal out of the title race?
As Ateta said, you guys are hungry. You guys are going for the title. So be it. I don't have my favorite stuff with me right now. I'll show
Oh
it to
my
you.
days. Oh my
But
days.
okay, I don't. I thought that was one, but hopefully that's not the case this season. I feel like you guys got the quality with Saka being on the form of his life, consistency, which we love to see. You know, last season there was always that debate of Saka limping when he plays absolutely bollocks. But this season, at least, I've not seen that. We've seen a very much consistent Nigerian right winger. So we like to see that.
Yeah, definitely. But
And this
good
is
game.
the first and last time you hear me compliment Arsenal.
Oh, first and last time. Yeah, definitely. I can't wait for Arsenal and Manchester United. New look Manchester United. Anyways, let's move on. Let's move on to another game. Chelsea to Newcastle 1. I did say we'll come to this game very soon. What a ball by Cole Palmer for that first goal to find Pedro Neto and then assist Jackson. And then Newcastle equalized with Isak. Newcastle too have been, like Manchester United, have been looking for goals. They have been starving of goals. I think they just have 9 goals this season. A Newcastle team just having 9 goals this season is crazy. Think about it. And then Cole Palmer, just at the stroke of, just right after halftime, fantastic finish, caught the keeper at the near post. Chelsea, I'll talk about Chelsea for just a minute because I had Chelsea, I think in my predictions, obviously, I gave my predictions. I think my predictions, I had Chelsea finishing in Conference League. I can't remember if I changed that. But I had United finishing above Chelsea, which I think I'm starting to be wrong about because Chelsea are playing good football. I can't lie. Chelsea are playing amazing. Like, so if you are sitting down and you're watching Chelsea, you're like, this is football right here.
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
So
like, you can tell that there's a significant man in the seat of the manager role because I could tell that from the beginning of the season. Once he had that little speculations about having too much players in Chelsea, and he came out to the press and he goes, "I am only working with 22." That right there, it takes that managerial respect to come out and say, there might be 60 players in my squad, but I'm working with this. For a manager to be able to move players from his plans, it means that he sees a future, he has a goal. Not that during the season, maybe you're trying out things during the season. This one, he comes, he has a goal, he has a plan. He's basically changed Cole Palmer's role. He's basically put him as a free roam, which last season we saw more of that Cole Palmer as like kind of like a false 9.
or like on the right wing.
Nicolas Jackson was really nowhere to be seen last season, but I think this season Nicolas Jackson has really been active. I like this. I think it's due to that was it Drogba speculation?
Yeah.
That he started playing good football. I'm liking this. He's taking his chances more and more, and we're seeing some results.
Yeah, no, and you know, earlier when he actually did come out and say, I came out and I was like, how would you say this type of thing? Like, you have guys like Sterling, you have guys like Chinwell. These are amazing players that I feel deserve respect. And then you did this, you did that. And I was like, look, I wanted him not to do well, to be honest. Just because of that. But then I'm like, and I'm looking at Chelsea and I'm like, he has his players, he knows what he wants. You know, he has a team for the Conference League. He has a team for the Premier League. You know, Cole Palmer, as some of the other big, I can't remember at the top of my head right now, but just Cole Palmer do not play in the Conference League. Then you have the Conference League players. You have Nkuku. You have Mikhailo Modric. You have Neto. Like, they are the Conference League. They know their roles. They know that this is where I'm going to play. I might not necessarily play in the Premier League, but then the Premier League players know, okay, I'm not playing in the Premier League. And it's kind of set. Do you get what I mean? Like, and then you can see, like, there's a balance to it. Like, he knows he's coming and he's like, bam, headlights. And Chelsea fans have a lot to be excited. Let's be honest.
I mean, it's best they've seen since Mourinho. So, what can I really say? It's the best they've actually seen since Mourinho. So, they have to just
Conte. There was Conte after Mourinho. Yeah, but yeah, no. To be fair, yeah, since Conte left, football hasn't been this sweet. Obviously, other than the time they won Champions League, but that was just Champions League football. But Chelsea, you know who they play next, right?
I don't know.
You don't know. Should I tell you? I feel like you need to know now. I'm sorry. I feel like you need to know now. Do you want to know? Should I tell you?
If it's my club, I support Arsenal. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Chelsea play United at Old Trafford next week. That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting to watch. But Isak had a chance. Chelsea are also lucky too, because they could have also drawn this game too, because Isak had a sweet chance and he just couldn't get his head up. Just dribbling, and could not get his head up. Round the keeper, get your head up, pass it to is it Jolinton? Pass it to Jolinton, yes. And you could have tied the game. But it is what it is. Let's move on, Spy, to another game. To the next game of the match week. Crystal Palace.
Why are you laughing at Tottenham?
Crystal Palace won, Tottenham 0. So I was 2 weeks ago, I was going to, before the international break, Spurs played Brighton away from home. At halftime, they were absolutely flying. 2-0 away from home. What more do you want? And then they come back straight out of halftime and they concede 3 goals on the spin without reply. And they ended up losing that game 3-2. Oh my days.
You laughing, it controverts your takes, because I remember you saying Ange ball.
No.
There's nothing like Ange ball. Ange ball is a manager trying to copy Pep with low budget players. That's literally Ange ball. And now, at least you're seeing it, because he has turned an absolute demon of a player, Son, into last season Rashford. That's what he's done.
But Son is injured though. We can't say that though.
I'm so sorry, but when he was playing, what happened? He
did score last week. Last week when he came back, he did. Last week they were amazing.
Leave last week alone. We're watching Son before and watching Son now is awful. The way he played Son last season was beautiful. Son is playing like in supporting striker, if not a striker. But now you pushed him way too wide, and he doesn't even get involved with into the box matters. Son is a deadly finisher, a 5-star weak foot, left foot, right foot. Ask Akanji, he'll tell you about it. He said, when defending, you can push players onto their weak foot, except Son. He's played against 19 other teams, but he called one name, except Son. And then you choose to throw him out wide so that Pedro Porro can get in the box. Yeah, allow that.
Yeah, but that happened. They won last week, and now they come away from home again. Last week's win was at home, obviously, and then they come away from home, and then they concede to Crystal Palace, who had not won a game this season. My overachievers of the season were Crystal Palace, and obviously so far, up until this time, they were really underachieving, and then they come and play Spurs.
And then Guess who's my striker in FPL?
Oh, it's Philip Mateta.
Exactly.
Do you know what? I was on the verge of selling Eberechi Eze this week and bringing in someone else. And I was like, no, they're playing Spurs. He might actually do something. And lo and behold, he does assist Philip Mateta.
And they keep a clean sheet as well.
And they keep a clean sheet as well.
I think
Wow, Spurs
Angeball needs to be studied, huh? Don't you think?
Spurs doing Spursy things. Spurs doing Spursy things. But anyways, I'm not going to laugh too much into Spurs. Let's move on to the next game. City 1, Southampton 0. Haaland scoring early. We all thought this would be a thrashing. We're expecting maybe 7-0. I mean, I was expecting like 7-0. But obviously that didn't happen. Last week, it took a John Stones header to win the game for them at 90 plus 5 minutes. Now, they couldn't score more than one goal. Spy, what do you say?
I think, okay, I was on the podcast. I said this yesterday to a couple of my friends. I said, if Man City had either Rodri or De Bruyne, the result to this game would have been nothing less than 4-0. But you see that consistency. This is why I say that every coach will have like a direct replacement with the same quality. But when you say that, like, it kind of like controversial because like you cannot have a player with the same quality as Rodri. Maybe a bit of De Bruyne in terms of passing, maybe. But Rodri, going forward, defensively, holdingly, that's a word. I think I just created it. Holding, defensively, going forward, Rodri was perfect. I think Rodri has not missed a game for City, if not, I think one, since last season, apart from his injury. So when he got that injury, you can just tell that structure in City just crumbled. Like, since that Arsenal game, City has been playing a whole different type of football. Before, City is literally playing football in your half. But now it's more like they're in both halves. And now I like to watch City because it's not as boring. I know that, okay, now something's going to happen. They can either concede or what is going to happen. And also, Haaland ghosted for the past 3-4 game weeks.
3-4 games, yeah.
Because I will not say because he has not had the supply, but the quality of the supply as well counts. Like,
yeah.
When Foden passes you the ball and when De Bruyne passes you the ball, you can see the difference. But at least they get the result, unlike United with a fully fit team.
Yeah. And to be honest, let's say I'm saying this. I still have Arsenal winning the league, but if City are digging this deep to get results, if they are actually fully fit, what happens to the rest of the league? Do you get what I mean?
As I've said this before, I've said this again. City is clear of the Premier League. Like, there should be a league of leagues for City. I think City needs to be put in a league directly with Barcelona and let them just play week in, week out, and that's it. No other team should be there because I'd have said Real Madrid too, but
yeah, no, we'll get to that in a minute. We'll definitely get to that in a minute. That's a whole nother topic of conversation. So we'll get to that in a minute. Well, credit to City. Southampton winless still in the league. I still have them going down. It is what it is. Let's move on. Aston Villa 1, Bournemouth 1. Let's call it what it is. Villa are flying. Whether you like it or not, Villa are flying. Both in the Premier League and in the Champions League. Villa are first in the Champions League, and I think they are obviously level 1 point with Arsenal. So Villa are flying. So credit to Villa, but Bournemouth are flying in the lead, beating Arsenal last week, and then coming in and getting a late goal to draw with Aston Villa. So both teams are flying, wouldn't you say?
yeah, but then the feathers will soon be cut off. In terms of especially Bournemouth, next week they're playing who? Manchester, no?
I think
That
next
would
week,
be the
next
real
week they do. Next week they do play.
Manchester City.
They do play City at home though, so we'll
And
see.
you know, City is not Arsenal, so it's going to
Good
be
one.
a whole.
That's cheeky. Good one in there. That's cheeky. Thank you.
It's going to be a whole different story, whole different bloodline. And Villa
plays Spurs next.
I think Villa are doing well all around because they're getting the Champions League wins due to the lives of John Duran.
John
And
Duran.
they're getting that. Emirates really doing the job there.
Yeah, credit to Villa, credit to both teams. We'll see how far this flying goes. Next up, Brighton 2, Wolves 2. Wolves coming back. Wolves getting their first points. Getting at least a good point of the season. They are still winless this season. But Wolves, 85th minute of this game, it was literally 2-0. It looked like game was set and done. Wolves get one. Brighton have a 4-1. Literally, they have a 4-1. I'm not even tripping with you, Spy. They had a 4-1. And
I don't know how. If you show anyone that clip and you see one defender, 4 Brighton players, and you tell your child
that they scored from
that is Wolves that scored this goal, they will tell you you're tripping.
I don't know how that happened, but that
They will
happened.
tell you you're tripping. That was the worst choice of pass that could have probably been made by a professional ever. Literally. He knew that he messed up so bad. Once he played the pass, the first thing he did is he put his hands on his head. He knew, and because they committed so much into attack, the defense was left
wide open. But credit to Gary O'Neill and his team for sticking it in. Obviously, some things haven't gone their way. I think it was last week against City, there was a good chance they could have gotten a point from there. And John Stones, yeah, this is what it is. But Everton won, Fulham won. But Everton doing Everton things, losing games, 3-5 games in a row, and then coming and getting points from 7 games in a row is crazy. Credit to Fulham, my 2 boys, 2 former Arsenal players, Emil Smith-Rowe assisting Iwobi. Good to see them flying. Don't just come and do this when you play Arsenal. That's my own. Like, you can do this against any other team. Don't just, when you're playing Arsenal, don't come and do this. You know what I mean? Thank you so much. But yeah, Everton won, Fulham won. Nothing too spicy in there. Good result for both teams. Leicester won, Forest 3. Forest are absolutely flat. Spy, I'll leave it to this. What do you think of Forest?
I think Chris Wood is hiding something that he's not telling us. I think he's hiding something. Forest is clear. Ever since they took a point from Liverpool this season, I knew that they
3
were onto
points
something.
precisely. 3 points from Liverpool this season.
I knew that they were onto something, and we can see it.
Yeah. So credit to Forest. Guess who my striker is?
Yates.
It's never a striker.
I know. Jamie Vardy.
That'll be crazy. No, my striker is Chris Wood. I have Chris Wood. But yeah, credit to Forest. Forest are absolutely flying. 7th in the league, 16 points, 1 loss this season, 4 wins, 4 draws. You can't complain. Like, Nuno has this team flying, so credit to them. Last game of match week before I round up match week 9. Brentford 4, Ipswich 3. This game was a roller coaster. This is the definition of a game right here. Brentford had a 2-goal lead. No. Ipswich had a 2-goal lead. Considered 2 goals. Actually, considered 3 goals. Then the man, the legend, Delap.
My midfielder, Mbeumo.
Delap came and
Why is Delap's name being called here? The
Because
man and the legend
he's a
is one
baller.
and only Mbeumo. No pressure whatsoever. Do you understand what it means that the last kick of the ball is a penalty?
Yeah, I get what it means, but like, I'm just saying Delap.
Your goat missed that. Ronaldo missed it.
Please.
In the Euros.
Please.
He missed it.
Please.
But
That's
Mbeumo.
another day.
Mbeumo. Chat to me nice. I guess it's my midfielder.
Okay. This is what it is. But yeah, Ipswich, I still think if because of this particular guy, Delap, I think they will not. This when I started the season, I said Ipswich will not get relegated. I was just like, I don't know the reason yet, but I think I found the reason. Delap is the reason they will not get relegated. I'm just going to leave that there. But Spy, before we leave, that rounds up match week 9 before we head out of here. Let's hit some quick hitters, shall we? First off, is this it? No, that's not it. First off, FC Barcelona. Absolutely flying this season. First, they took down Sevilla. Then they went and they took down Bayern. Now they took down Real Madrid in the El Clasico. Mbappe was caught offside, I think, 8 times. That highline caught Mbappe off 8 times, if I remember correctly. That offside trap is deadly. He worked against Bayern.
The crazy thing about it is a lot of Real Madrid content creators were saying if they did that offside trap against us, they're going to consider a lot. That did not age well at all.
That did not age well.
Lewandowski celebration said it.
8 times.
What was your good doing?
Who's my
to keep his hand to his pocket.
Who's my goal?
Mbappe. He scored the chip when he was offside and he was doing. And I think Rafinha told him how it's done when Rafinha scored.
Yeah, Rafinha is flying. I can't lie. Rafinha hat-trick in Champions League. What?
Best player in the world right now.
Rafinha is flying. Hat-trick in Champions. I'll allow that statement fly.
Excuse me.
I'll allow that statement fly.
The best player in the world right now, as of this season, is Rafinha.
I'm going to tell you this. He is flying. Don't get me wrong. He's absolutely head on. He's flying.
Best.
FC Barcelona as a club are flying. Barcelona looks like the Barcelona of old.
Is our manager.
Having Rafinha on one side, Yamal on the other side, Lewandowski through the middle. They have Pedri and Gav. I can't remember who the other players they have in the back because I don't watch Barcelona much. They are flying.
Sing with me. Yamal. Yamin.
Yeah, I just want to say that.
As well.
That's what's crazy. First, Bayern in Champions League flogged Bayern.
A 2-0 lead. At that same Bernabeu, we put 4 in the net. And I'm hearing people say, oh, Rodrigo was injured, Courtois was out. Brother,
doesn't matter though. Low-key
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. To go to the Bernabeu. Dortmund tried to do it. I could not do it. Barca came and were like, we're not Dortmund. And they absolutely obliterated, Madrid. And now they are 6 points clear. They are 6 points clear of Madrid. And it looks like Hansi Flick has those boys playing Jenga ball, if you know what Jenga ball is, Rafinha is dancing, Lamil is dancing, they are doing the whole Rudiger dance, the Rudiger and Elemental dance. They're doing the whole dance, Anyways, final quick hitter before we get out of here. FIFA Ballon d'Or. By the time this episode drops, the winner of the FIFA Ballon d'Or will be announced.
We can give you early. I can give you the early inscripts if you want. This is not a speculation. I already know who won. If you guys want to know, it's just we content creator, we get access to that first. So the winner of the Ballon d'Or this year is no other than Vinicius Jr. It's been announced by Paris Football. I just thank God that it's not Jude Bellingham. I'm very happy because the English media, the press, the England fans, they started saying Bellingham is the best midfielder in English history. So the Ballon d'Or would have sealed that. So thank God. Thank God, a one-season wonder. It's not going to be the best English midfielder of all time.
I can't believe I can't agree with that statement. You can't call him the one-season wonder. He's done amazing things this season. You see Vinicius' goal in Champions League? I think this first Vinicius goal.
What does that have to do with Bellingham?
What?
What does that have to do with Bellingham?
It's just because of Bellingham.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, I do agree with you. Vinicius will win the Ballon d'Or. If we are wrong, we'll hold our hands up. But as I said, I think it's already announced by you know, you got
Yeah,
the
Paris
inside
football
scoop.
already announced it.
Exactly. So Vinicius will win the Ballon d'Or. Credit to him. This past year for him has been electric. And he has started the season the same way too. Obviously, they just got smashed by Barca, but he has his numbers do not lie. His numbers do say he deserves the Ballon d'Or and he will get the Ballon d'Or. But that brings us to the end of another episode. First episode back with Spy in it. I'm so excited. As you can see, I couldn't stop smiling. Obviously, breaking news coming out of Manchester United. Eric Ten Hag has been fired. Ruud van Nistelrooy will take on the interim responsibilities. Arsenal and Liverpool giving us a game at the Emirates Stadium. That game ending 2-2. Obviously, that means City has the advantage now. Obviously, because even though Liverpool are still ahead of City, City is now ahead of Liverpool now with just 1 point. So advantage City. Chelsea are playing amazing football. I can't lie to that. But we'll see. Next week is another match week. The fixtures are entertaining, highlighted by obviously Ruud van Nistelrooy, Man United hosting Chelsea at Old Trafford. We'll see if it was just a ploy to get Ten Hag sacked or is really bad. The players are really bad. We'll see. But we'll be back with match week 10 recap and analysis next week. I can't wait for that. I hope you all can't wait for that. But before we go, do not forget, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified when we drop amazing content for you guys. Spy, tell them notification bell is right down there. Tell them to hit it.
Wherever it is.
Wherever it is here. Yeah, just press it. And also, please do not forget, check us out wherever you get your podcast. YouTube is not the only place you can find us. Wherever you get your podcast, please check us out. You know, we love doing this. We hope you guys have an amazing week ahead. I'm David, he's Spy. We're out. Peace.
We are Rogue Media Sports.